The following matchup is being played with History Maker Baseball Full Play, a big league baseball simulation board game, your own baseball legacy on your game table. This game is a property of Play Games LLC, copyright 2013, all rights reserved. Welcome to today's episode of the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. In today's episode, we're back to playing full play History Maker Baseball as we are going to rewind the clock back to April 20th of 2013 as we revisit that classic, and I mean like unforgettable moment in Boston history, to the time when David Ortiz gave that rousing speech in front of the Fenway Faithful prior to their game against the Kansas City Royals. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, you'll soon go look it up and you'll see what I mean, because I want to keep this family friendly. So, with that being said, stay tuned for first pitch coming up next. Your probable starters are on screen. But first, let's have a little look and say thank you to our official Play Game sponsors for sponsoring today's episode of Memorable Games as part of the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. We would like to take time to say thank you to our official Play Game sponsors for sponsoring today's episode of the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. This episode, first of all, is being brought to you by your favorite Bitty Beer products. And again, if you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. Hey, it's a blend of hops, rice, and barley that gives Bitty Beer its taste. But we know better. It's our brewing process that gives our beer that one-of-a-kind flavor that no premium beer can match. Our vats have never been cleaned. There's an itty-bitty bit of history in every can. Bitty Beer, the beer for folks who can't afford better. And by Doc Cola, the official cola drink of the Play Games community. Doc Cola uses the finest ingredients to bring you that sugary blast of caffeine you've come to know and love. Twice the sugar and 3 times the caffeine of any other major. Doc Cola is sure to keep fired up from dawn till dusk. Take the Doc Cola challenge. See why our customers agree you'll never be able to wean yourself from a refreshing Doc Cola. And by Pizza Kingdom, the official pizza joint of the Play Games community. Pizza Kingdom, our signature New York style pizza, starts with crust. Then we layer on our homemade pizza sauce, then load your pizza up with mounds of cheese. When it comes out of the oven, piping hot, golden brown, and ready for you to enjoy. Then we give the majestic culinary work of art to Mikey, our 16-year-old delivery driver who has responsible as a tree. Pizza Kingdom, it's sheer perfection. Left the store. And by Suncoast Capital Banks. At Suncoast Capital, we live by one simple rule of investing. When our clients win, we win. When our clients lose, we win. Suncoast Capital, you know we're going to get all of your money anyway. And by Rubicon Wireless. Why pay $200 a month for wireless service when you get 4 lines for just $25 a month? With our tin can plan, you can access our wireless network that covers at 25% of coast to coast between the hours of 11 p.m. and 4:30 a.m. with unlimited text and messaging those hours, of course. So why overpay for service you cannot live out? Rubicon Wireless. And we're just about set and ready to go for yet another memorable game from baseball history. And we are going to rewind the clock back to 2013 of April 20th, as it was on this date that David Ortiz gave that memorable speech and he uttered those words, "This is our blank city." With that being said, uh, with that being said, the lineups are out on screen, as you guys can tell, with the pawns notating the current batter, like we have always been doing in this throughout this season for the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. And today we're going to be playing this game from April 20th, 2013, in front of the Fenway Faithful here at Fenway Park. Lineups are out on screen. Clay Buckles is all set and ready to go. And so are we. Let's get to it for this newest edition of MLB Memorable Games. 1-1-2. Flash. You bet. Clay Buckles will get the strikeout. And that's going to be the first out of the game. And we go now to Alcides Escobar up at the dish. 2-5-6. Struggler, no. Champion or patient, no. So we got some infield drama. 46 infield drama. Shortstop gold. It looks like the shortstop is Stephen Drew for Boston. He is not. So that is going to be a base. That is going to allow Alcides Escobar to reach via the error. E6 on Drew. And we go to the red charts, the player experience charts, with a man on first. 44. Umpire calls timeout to examine discard ball. When play resumes, batter takes ball 4 for a base on balls. Unbelievable. So error and a walk. So credit the walk to Billy Butler. We go now to the main chart. Yes, for the main chart for the bat. For the at bat of Eric Hosmer. 2-2-6. Better hit by pitch. The sighted eye says yes. The bases are loaded, and that's going to prompt David Ross to go out to the mound with the bases juiced full of Kansas City Royals. And I usually am not playing the strategy cards for this, so everyone will be neutral, so we'll not add any qualities if you guys are asking whenever a mound visit is used. With that being said, let's get rolling once more. And again, I want to make sure. Yes, still main chart. Here we go. 1-1-6. Fresh. Clay Buckles is fresh because again, I'm playing it full, 3 full fresh, 3 semi-fresh throughout this entire inaugural season of the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. With that being said, that is going to be a strikeout. So 2 gone now for Kansas City, and that is going to bring up Mike Moustakas here with 2 outs and the bases loaded. 3-5-6. Same. We got a righty versus lefty, so no. So again, when I say same, it's righty versus righty, lefty versus lefty. 3-5-6. Utility or sad sack. Moustakas is a semi-utility. The decided eye says he is, and that is going to be a ground out to short, and that is going to do it for the first inning here at Fenway as the Royals threaten but do not score here in the first inning. And after a half inning of play, it's Royals nothing, and the Red Sox are coming to bat with James Shields on the mound. We're going to begin we're going to begin the bottom half of the first with a 3-5-6. Same. Let's see. We have a lefty versus right-hander, so no. Utility or sat sack. Jacoby Ellsbury is neither. So that is going to be a base hit down the first or third base line, and I usually go by the batting stance of the batter, so it will be hit down the first base line, and that is going to bring up Shane Victorino with a runner on first. Yep, main chart. And then we have sure here. 1, 2, 4. Control. Yes, James Shields has control. That is going to be a ground out to short. And that is going to be a 6-4-3 double play. Unbelievable. To eliminate everyone on the base path. So Shane Victorino bounces in to a 6-4-3 double play. 1-3-5. Oh, we got an unusual result, and it looks like it's going to be a black 1. Oh, it's going to be ballpark. And again, whenever I say it's black 1, it is the white number. So that way you guys can tell what number is what on the black die. So with that being said, Fenway Park, I believe, is a small ballpark. Let me just double check that. Timeout while I check on the ballpark qualities. Timeout. And sorry about that. I'm back as we get set for resumption of this game. Fenway Park is a grass surface with a left-handers are normal. Yes, left-handed batters are normal, while right-handed batters is going to have a small is going to have the ballpark look small. With that being said, we roll off the unusual result for the ballpark qualities. With a 56, is Fenway Park a big ballpark? We have a right-handed batter up at the dish in Dustin Pedroia. And Fenway Park is not big. So with that being said, slugger or home run king wallops a home run. Oh, but Dustin Pedroia does not have slugger or home run king credited to his name. That is going to be a flyout, and we'll say flyout to deep. We'll say flyout to center field for those of you keeping score at home. And after 1 inning of play, your score is Royals nothing, Red Sox nothing, as we go to the second inning here at Fenway Park. Two-two-six. Batter hit by pitch. This time, no. Cleanup batter. Jeff Francoeur is not the cleanup batter, so it's going to be a fly out to left unless he has a whiffer. Francoeur is a semi-whiffer. The decider die was used. Is Francoeur a whiffer? He is. So therefore, that is going to be a strikeout on Jeff Francoeur, and that is going to be the first out of the inning. And we go to Salvador Perez in the 8th spot in the lineup with a 4.66 control. Clay Buckles is semi-controlled. Decider die says he is. So the pitch was read by Salvador Perez. He will drop a base hit into left field, and he will make his way to first base for Chris Getz. Normal charts. Okay, here we go. 1-3-6. Ace, you bet. Clay Buckholz is an ace, so that is going to be a strikeout unless Chris Getz has a good eye. And unfortunately, he does not. So with that being said, that is going to be a strike 3 call on Chris Getz. So that is 2 outs, and that is going to bring up Alex Gordon. So the second time through the order is now in sight for Clay with a 3-3-4. Ace or star. Clay Buckholz is an ace. So therefore, that is going to be a pop out and a nice and easy, allowing the after allowing the base hit, he gives, or excuse me, after striking out Francoeur, getting Francoeur out, Salvi reaches, but he doesn't go into scoring position. So with that being said, that is going to do it with a pop out to first as Mike Napoli is underneath it. He makes the catch, and that's going to do it for the top half of the second. Royals nothing, Red Sox nothing, as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. 1-3-6. Ace. James Shields is not an ace. Whiffer or cold on Ortiz. Get out of here. No way. That is going to be an infield drama. We're going to resolve this with a little infield drama here of a 15. Shortstop iron. Alcides Escobar is a neutral fielder. So with that being said, that's going to be a smooth bouncing grab of a bouncing ball for a ground out. Oop, Red Sox batting. Almost forgot there. And that is going to be the first out of the inning with Ortiz grounding out to shortstop. We have a 2-6-6. Runner on first is thrown out. We don't have anybody on base, so no. Leadoff batter. Mike Napoli is not the leadoff batter, so therefore that's going to be a fly out. So 2 outs already right now in this one. So quickly here as we go to the next batter in Daniel Nava. 1-2-5. Struggler. James Shields is not a struggler. Patient. Yes, 1-2-5. Patient. No. So that is going to be a ground out to third unless he is a whiffer. Nava is not a whiffer, so therefore that is going to be 1-2-5. A ground out to third, and that's going to end the inning in a 1-2-3 inning for James Shields and the Kansas City Royals. After 2 innings of play, we are scoreless, and with the Royals nothing and Red Sox nothing here at Fenway Park in this episode of MLB Memorable Games as part of the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. Four, five, six. 4-5-6. Patient on Escobar. No. That's going to be a fly out to center, and there we go, the first out of the inning, and we are going to go to the purple chart, and that is the team chemistry chart for Billy Butler. And we roll of a 24. The chemistry is, and again, everyone is going to be neutral, so either way, what's the point of going here? Batting team harmony, so no, again, everyone is neutral for this inaugural season throughout the entirety of this inaugural season of the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. So that is going to have a little outfield drama. 35. Left fielder gold. The left fielder, I will assume, is going to be Daniel Nava with a 35. Left fielder gold. Oh, Daniel Nava is not a gold fielder. So therefore, that is going to be looping fly ball drops into the outfield for a double. However, we're going to see, and of course, we'll keep the decider die roll. On yes dots, iron fielder commits the error, allowing the runner to advance an extra base. However, it will be a double, and it will be an error on Daniel Nava, allowing him to reach third base, or excuse me, allowing Butler to reach third base off a double and an E7. Must have lost the ball in the sun. Perhaps. So we go back to, I believe it was a 35, yes. Purple char, why are we even going here? Even though it's neutral. Either way, we're going back to team chemistry for Eric Hosmer. 45. Batting team harmony. No, we're not taking advantage of batting team harmony or whatnot. So it'll be a ground out to choice infielder. So guess what? That is going to be so the Red Sox are going to concede the run here as they are going to go 4-3 put out. They're going to have a 4-3 put out, and the Royals are going to go up 1-0 as the Red Sox concede the run for the out, which is probably the smart move for the second out of the inning. And with that being said, we go back to the main chart. Excuse me, with a 1-2-2, Workman on Buckles. No. Champ or whiffer on Kane. He is a semi-whiffer. Decider die says he is. That's going to be a nugged infield single to third base and no play for the third baseman as Lorenzo Kane reaches as he hustles down that line and reach first base. And we stay on the main chart. 1-1-6. Fresh. Buckholes, again, we're in the final of the full freshness innings. So therefore, he is still fresh. That is going to be a strikeout but the Royals do cash in on the conceded out for the run as they lead it after 2.5 innings of play, 1-0 over the Boston Red Sox. In 4-4, Flash. Yes, James Shields has Flash, and again, um, questionable or lenient umpires call ball 4, and again, uh, they are saying, so do we have either a questionable or lenient umpire? We'll say, and with that, and again, we're playing everyone with the umpires as neutral. So with that being said, we are going to say, uh, with the dot, yes, even though James Shields has Flash, but the umpire says, it's going to be ball 4 for Will Middlebrooks, and that is going to bring up Stephen Drew. Two, 4, 5. Hero. Excuse me. Stephen Drew is not a hero, so therefore that's going to be a pop out to second base. Little infield fly action as we go to the red chart now for player experience for David Ross. 23, prospect pitcher. Get out of here. Excuse me. Get out of here. James Shields is not a prospect pitcher. So with that being said, that's going to be a ground out to second base. And with a 2-runner, cool. It could be a fielder's choice. So the runner is Will Middlebrooks. And he is stoic. They're probably going to hold him. So either way, that's going to be the second out. They'll hold the runner at third. Hold the runner at first. And that is going to bring up Jacoby Ellsbury. And it's going to go back to the main chart. 2, 3, 6. Double control or dynamic? No, James Shields, he does have control, but it's not double. So with that being said, pitcher batting, get out of here. No way. That is going to be a walk. We're at an American League Stadium for this episode of Memorable Games. And that is going to bring up Shane Victorino, the Flying Hawaiian. That was 1, 2, 3, 6. Yep, main chart. Just wanted to make sure. 2, 4, 5. Hero. Shane Victorino is semi-hero. The Saturday says he is a hero. So therefore, that's going to be a single. Runners advance 1 base on singles. And guess what? The bases are loaded, full of Red Sox for Petey Dustin Pedroia. Main chart still. 2, 2, 3. That is going to be Wild on Shields. No. Slugger or utility on Pedroia. No. That is going to be a single to left tie ball game. We are going to have a tie ball game here as Dustin Pedroia singles into left field, active steals. Unfortunately, Dustin Pedroia is not an active fielder. The bases are still loaded, so no need for the active batter. No need for the active player to steal. And with that, we bring up Big Papi, David Ortiz, in a huge moment here with the bases loaded, full of Red Sox here at Fenway. Just want to make sure here. Yep, main chart. 1, 2, 4, control. Oh, yes. David Ortiz, James Shields does have control. Therefore, David Ortiz is going to ground out to short. And either way, that is going to be the end of the inning, but not before the Red Sox tie it up at 1-1 after 3 innings of play here at Fenway Park. Two, 4, 5. Hero on Jeff Francoeur. No. 2, 4, 5. Yes. Hero. No. And that's going to be a pop out to second base. So therefore, that's going to be the first out of the fourth, and that's going to allow us to go to the player experience for Salvador Perez. 25, hot batter. Well, again, Perez, we're going to treat everyone as neutral. So with that being said, he will take a liner down the first base line, down the baseline, fielded by the first baseman for a lineout. That is going to bring out Chris Getz off the main chart here. 25. Yes. Yeah, it was player experience. 25. Oh, I read that wrong. Sorry, 25. Icon batter on Perez. Again, no, it's still going to be a line out. So either way, Perez will end up on a line out, on having a line out credited for his at bat. And here is Chris Getz off the main chart. Sorry about that. I caught myself. With a 3.66 pinch hitter, no, that's going to be a flyout. And that is going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Clay Buchholz here at Fenway Park with a tie score at 1-1 after 3.5 innings of play. 2-4-5 on Napoli. Hero, no. That's going to be a pop out to second base, and that is going to be the first out of the inning. We're going to go to the experience charts for Daniel Nava with a 25. Icon batter, no. Daniel Nava is not an icon, so that is going to be a line out, and just like that, 2 outs have been recorded here in this one. And there we go. Let's see what Middlebrooks can do for his turn off the main chart. 4-4-5. Workman. Shields is not a workman. Patient. Middlebrooks is not patient. Therefore, that is going to be a ground out to first base. So both pitchers trade another round of 1-2-3 innings. After 4 innings, the score is Royals 1, Red Sox 1. Eight 3-5. That's going to be an unusual result, and it looks like it's going to be a blue 1. So that is going to be an umpire check with the bases empty. So let's see what we got. 56. Strict umpire at home. Oh my goodness, we do have a strict umpire at home. Batter claims foul tip, strike 3, disallowed. Yes, batter claims foul tip on strike 3, disallowed. So that is going to be a strikeout on Alex Gordon, and the fans here are really liking this. Oh boy, but in today's game, oh man. Today's game, it is worse. If you argue with an umpire, you are bound for one place, and that is going to be the locker room. But here we're going to say cooler heads prevail as Gordon is called out on a strikeout on a foul tip. That's the first out of the inning. And we go back to the main chart. Correct. Main chart 56. Yes, on the main chart. So we have a 1-5-6 whiffer on Escobar. No, that is going to be an outfield. That's going to be some outfield drama ensuing here at Fenway Park here in the top half of the 5th with a 1-1 tie. 36. That is going to be left fielder Stoic. The left fielder again is Daniel Nava. He is Stoic. So the ball gets past him for a single. Oh my goodness. And Escobar, since I think we're going to hold him to a single. He could have advanced to second, but we're going to hold him to a single. And that's going to bring up Billy Butler off of the 36. Yes, off the team chemistry chart. And again, everyone is neutral. So 13. Pitching team harmony. Again, no one has taken advantage of harmony or dissonance. So therefore, that is going to be a single. We are going to go to and it's going to be runners at first and second. And we're going to bring up the blue chart for baseball right now. 36, cold pitcher. Yes, Buckles allowed 2 hits. So allow a hit or an error or whatever. He allowed 2 runners to get on base. So Escobar, Butler batted. So that is going to be Hosmer. I want to say yes. So for Hosmer with a cold pitcher, yes, Buckles allowed 2 batters to reach. Misses on the outside corner. Batter connects for a single past the first baseman, and we have an active runner on second. So the lead runner is Escobar. Let's see here. Runners advance 2 bases on any hit. So the Royals are going to take a 2-1 lead off the RBI base hit by Escobar. Or it's going to be by Hosmer, I should say. And that is going to prompt a mound visit by the pitching coach, as it will be, yes, runners advance 2 bases on any hit. So it'll be first and third for Lorenzo Cain as we advance to the main chart, as we do see that bullpen going to work here in this here for the Red Sox. We have a lefty. I think we see a lefty, both a lefty and a right-hander out there, but we will see who that is when we find out if Buckles will be coming out of this game. With that being said, we're back to action here off the main chart with a 4-4-6. Control. Clay Buckles is semi-controlled. The Cider Die says he is. Unfortunately, pitch red, single in the left. So therefore, that's going to be 2 bases. It's still first and third with the Royals' third run coming across to score. So that means Butler scores, Hosmer goes to third, Cain goes to first, and they're trying their best to warm up down there. Oh, Butler. Yeah, well, actually, only if on first base. Sorry. So Butler will score, Hosmer goes to third, Cain to first, and we continue on the main chart as the manager is really pacing now. He really wants to give his pitcher some time to warm up. And therefore, we go to Mike Moustakas off the main chart. 1-1-3, Acer dynamic. Buckles is a dynamic pitcher. That's going to be a ground out to first. They are going to go. It's really funny here, guys. Active runner. So the lead runner is Hosmer. He is neutral. And it says for 1.1xx base running, double play on groundouts. So, yeah, I think that's going to be a double play. So it's going to be a 3-6-3 double play, and that's going to end the inning here in the 5th. So the Royals tack on 2 runs here in the top half of the 5th, and with the Red Sox. Clay Buckles is probably going to be, yes, he is going to be coming out of this game here, and he is through 5 innings of play, given up even though he gave up 3 runs in the process. With that being said, we go to the bottom half of the 5th. Your score is Royals 3, Red Sox 1. 1-2-4 on Drew. Control. Shields has control. Ground out to short, and that is going to be the first out of the inning for the Red Sox. 3-4-5 on Ross. Iron catcher. The catcher is Perez. He is not iron. 3-4-5. Good eye. Ross does not have a good eye, so therefore that is going to be a strikeout, bringing up Baseball Right Now chart for Jacoby Ellsbury. And that's going to be the second out of the inning. And with that being said, we go to the baseball right now chart for Ellsbury, 46. Hot pitcher. Yes, he got the first two batters out. So, yes, he is hot. So, he baffles batter with called strike three for a strikeout. Wow. James Shields gets another 1-2-3 inning here at Fenway Park. But after 5 innings of play, your score is Royals 3, Red Sox 1. And we do see the new pitcher for the Boston Red Sox coming into the ball, making his way from the bullpens out in deep right center field. And we will find out who that is after we take a look at our mid-game summary, at our mid-game, at our mid-game summary presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. And again, we remind you, if you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste. At a bitty price, it's Bitty Beer. And we are back as we see Andrew Miller out on the mound right now. And unfortunately, he did not play in real life for this game that we are replaying here because Andrew Bailey came in to close things out in the ninth inning in real life, but he was not carded for this set. So anything that was closest, we are going to go with. And of course, we had to go with Andrew Miller. And Kansas City is going to keep using Jeff Francoeur for this at bat. And Andrew Miller will not have any specific or special um, uh, qualities here. So now we advance to the top half of the sixth with the Royals up in front, 3-1 over the Boston Red Sox. 136. Ace, semi-ace on Miller. Decider Die says he's not. Whiffer or cold on Francoeur? He is a semi-whiffer. Decider Die says he is not. So therefore, that's going to be a little bit of infield drama to get us started here in the sixth inning here at Fenway Park with a 25. Second baseman iron. Dustin Pedroia is not iron. So 25 just to be sure. Second baseman iron, no. So therefore, that's going to be a routine bouncer for a 4-3 ground out. And back to the main chart we go for Salvi Perez. 166. Workmen are gilded. Miller is neither. Whiffer. Perez is not a whiffer, so therefore that's going to be a ground out to third base. And it'll be a 5-3 put out for the second out. Second out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Chris Getz off the player experience chart. Oh my goodness, we have a 66. There's the pitch. It's a drive to center field for a fence result. But he got Scrapper. We're gonna roll the red die for this. 3. Oh, that's gonna be a single. Single for Chris Getz. And that is gonna bring up Alex Gordon with a runner on first base. 556. Ace. Miller is a semi-ace. Decider Die says he is. That's going to be a line out to third base. And Will Middlebrooks has it in his glove as he trots back to the first base dugout. And Miller, even though he allowed Chris Getz to reach, Royals get on, but they leave a runner on base. It's still 3-1 in their favor as we head to the bottom half of the sixth inning here at Fenway Park. 1, 2, 3. Both flash and fresh. We're in the semi-fresh innings, so the decider die says he is, and he does have flash. So Shane Victorino will get James Shields will get the strikeout of Shane Victorino. The Royals still lead 3-1 with 1 out in the inning. 446. Star. You bet. James Shields is a star, so therefore that's going to be a ground out to third base. Or excuse me, to second base. I'm sorry, to second base as Dustin Pedroia goes 4-3 on the putout, and that's going to bring up Big Papi, David Ortiz. 1-2-3, Flash and Fresh. He has Flash. Oh, but this time the decider die says he's not. So that is going to be either way, a ground out to short, and it's not a high error season. So that is going to take us to the 7th inning. Your score is Royals 3, Red Sox 1. Miller trots back out for the 7th with a 3-3-5. Wild. Miller's not wild. Satsack on Escobar. No. That is going to be a single plus a stolen base. Stoic runner holds. Well, again, Escobar is not a stoic runner. So therefore, that is going to be a single, allowing the runner to steal the base. So credit a single and a stolen base to Alcides Escobar. And that is going to bring up Billy Butler, as we still see some pitchers warming up in the bullpen for both the Royals and the Red Sox, as James Shields wants to get through the 7th inning, and then he will allow the bullpen to take over. Yes, main chart. So that way I remembered. There we go. 256. Struggler. Miller is not Struggler. 256. Yes, champion or patient. Billy Butler is neither, so that is going to be a little bit of infield drama, folks. 55, first baseman Iron. The first baseman is Mike Napoli. He is not Iron, and that is going to be a routine ground out. So that with a 5, that is going to be runners advance 1 base on groundouts. So the runner on second will go to third, and that is going to bring up Eric Hosmer off of the main chart. Here in the top half of the 7th. 1-1-4. Fresh. We're in the semi-fresh innings for the bullpen arm now, because it's 1 full, 1 semi. And in the full play game, it's 1 full, 1 semi for neutral play. So with that being said, 1-1-4, Fresh. The decider die says no. Satsack or patient on Hosmer. No. So that is going to be a single to right, and that is going to bring home the runner from third. And the Royals now lead it 4-1 here at Fenway Park, with the Red Sox down by 3. It's 4-1 Kansas City. And we're going to roll off the purple chemistry charts. 55, again, pitching team to Sonnet. They sure look like it, but it isn't. But we play it as we're playing it as no one has taken advantage of harmony or dissonance throughout this inaugural season. So with that being said, that is going to be a foul out to the catcher, and that is going to be the first out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Mike Moustakas off the main chart. 256. Struggler, no. Champion or patience, no. That's going to be a little infield drama, folks. I'm sorry. There's 2 outs. I'm sorry. There were 2 outs in the inning. I'm sorry. With the first baseman, there was a check on the first baseman that was Iron, and he was not. So there are 2 outs. My mistake. But again, it's infield draw. 1, 2, 5, 6. Yes, infield drama. So we'll roll for the result right now of a 15. Again, shortstop Iron. The shortstop is Stephen Drew. 15. Stephen Drew is not iron, so that is going to be smooth grab on a bouncy ball for a ground out, and that is going to lead us to the stretch here at Fenway Park. And while these fine folks here at Fenway sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," as well as a rousing rendition of "God Bless America," we will see the James Shields in the bottom half of the seventh with the Royals in front over the Red Sox 4-1. And we are back as these fine folks here at Fenway Park sing really, really pretty here today. But with their team down by 3, it's 4-1 here with Kansas City in front. James Shields is finishing up his warm-up tosses as we speak here for the seventh as he looks to go for a quality start with Mike Napoli coming up to the plate. And we do see a pinch hitter out on the on-deck circle for hoping to take over for Daniel Nava and with the pinch hitting duties and possibly play in the field. With that being said, Mike Napoli steps up to the plate and let's get rolling for the bottom half of the seventh for the Red Sox in a 4-1 lead for the Kansas City Royals. 2-3-4. That is going to be runners on base. No, there's nobody on base. Hot batter, Mike Napoli. Again, we're not taking advantage of who's hot and who's hot and or cold. Only if mentally. So again, Mike Napoli is not the hot batter. So with that being said, it will be a pop out to third base, and that is going to be the first out of the inning. And we will have a pinch hitter for Daniel Nava. And let's see who that is right now. Timeout. And we have a pinch hitter now for Daniel Nava as Johnny Gomes will pinch hit and will be in left field moving, or excuse me, no, and he will stay in the game and play left for the Red Sox. With that being said, we roll off the off the main chart with a 1-4-6. Flash. Shields has flash. Unbelievable. That's going to be a strikeout. And the second out of the inning has been recorded as James Shields is really dealing now here at Fenway. 4-6-6, and that is going to read control. Yes, James Shields does have control. So unfortunately, that is going to be a base hit to left for Will Middlebrooks, as he will be the runner on first for Stephen Drew. 1-3-5. It's an unusual result, and it's going to be a black 1. That is going to be a ballpark check, and we will have to see what it beholds for. Whoops. Sorry, we'll roll the black die for this one. The 2d6. I'm sorry. 14, small ballpark. Fenway Park to a left-handed batter is considered a normal ballpark, unfortunately. So, with that being said, with a 14, it's not. So, therefore, other parks, outfielder makes the routine grab for a flyout, and we're going to give it to, we'll give it to Jeff Francoeur. Fly out to right with a left-handed batter up at the dish. As Francoeur tracks it down, he makes the catch. And that's going to do it for the Red Sox here in the seventh. We go to the eighth. James Shields is through 7 innings. We do see his manager shake his hand. That's going to be it for Shields here in this game, as he will turn things over to the pen. And we will see who that will be when we get to the bottom half of the eighth with your score: Kansas City Royals 4, Red Sox 1. And it seems that we are all set and ready to go for the top half of the eighth, as Jeff Francoeur is now the batter for Kansas City. with the Royals in front 4-1. 3, 4, 6, and we have a eager batter on Francoeur. He is eager, so therefore that's going to be a flyout for Jeff, and that is going to bring up Salvador Perez. 1, 2, 4. Control. Miller does not have control. So 1, 2, 4. Eager on Perez. He is eager. That is going to be a pop out to first base for the second out. And we move on to Chris Getz for the next roll of a 1-5-5. Home run king. Getz is not a home run king, so therefore that's going to be a flyout, and that's going to do it for the top half of the eighth. We go to the bottom half of the eighth with the score Royals 4, Red Sox 1, and we see a new pitcher coming in from the pen for the Royals. Let's see who that is. And while the new pitcher is taking up his warm-up tosses, we will take a quick timeout. And we are back as we get set for the bottom half of the eighth, and it looks like Aaron Crow will be the new pitcher for Kansas City, as he will be the setup guy for Kelvin Herrera, warming up in the bullpen as we speak for Kansas City. The Royals lead the Red Sox 4-1, and let's see what the bottom half of the eighth will bring us as David Ross will lead things off for the Red Sox. 1, 2, 3, both flash and fresh. Yes, and yes, that is going to be a strikeout for David Ross. And that is going to bring up Jacoby Ellsbury, still on the main chart with a 4.56. Patient batter. Ellsbury is not patient, so therefore that's going to be a fly out to center field. And right away, quickly, there are 2 outs here in this one, as we see the pen for the Red Sox still warming up a new pitcher, and we will see who that is in just a matter of moments after we have Shane Victorino's at bat off the off the red chart, excuse me. Yeah, that was chart, so excuse me, it was off the purple chart. Excuse me, purple chart of a 45. Batting team harmony, and again, we're not using harmony or dissonance for either team, so everyone is neutral on a neutral playing field. And it will be a ground out to choice infielder. We'll say it was a ground out to the second baseman, the typical 4-3 put out. And with that being said, the score at the end of 8 innings is Kansas City 4 and the Red Sox 1. Even though it's not a safe situation, Koji Uehara will be on the mound for the Boston Red Sox. He did not participate in this game, but in this replay, he is. So with that being said, the Royals lead the Red Sox 4-1 as we bring up Alex Gordon on the main chart. 1-4-4. That is going to read flash. Uehara has double flash. But is there a questionable or strict umpire, or excuse me, questionable or lenient umpire? There is not. So it's going to be not only 1 strikeout to Gordon, but it will be a strikeout to Alcides Escobar as well. So there are 2 gone. With the batter in Billy Butler. Another 1-4-4. Let me just make sure I rolled that correctly. Okay, so I didn't. 1-2-2. Workman. No, Uehara is not a workman. That's going to be a chamber whiffer. Billy Butler is neither. So therefore, that's going to be a line out to third base, and that's going to be it for the top half of the ninth, or excuse me, I should say. Last call for the Red Sox as Kelvin Herrera is trotting him from the pen. And the aforementioned Kelvin Herrera is still continuing his warm-up tosses out on the mound here as we have Dustin Pedroia, David Ortiz, and Mike Napoli due up here in the bottom half of the ninth with the Royals in front 4-1. And Herrera says he's ready to go. Dustin Pedroia steps into the batter's box. And let's get this bottom of the ninth rolling. Let's get to it. 4-6-6. Control. Herrera has semi-control, and he does. And a pitch is read into with a single in the left for Dustin Pedroia, putting him on first base for Big Papi, David Ortiz. And this will be off the main chart. 1-4-6. Flash. Kelvin Herrera has double flash. But unfortunately, we have a questionable or lenient umpire. So either way, it will be ball 4. And the Red Sox have 2 men on with nobody out. And that is going to bring out the tying run to the plate. Or excuse me, the tying bat to the plate in Mike Napoli. 5-6-6. Wild. No, Herrera's not wild. Good eye. No, Napoli does not have good eye. So therefore, that is going to be a strikeout. We're going to go to the base on balls chart with 1 gone for Johnny Gomes. 16. Hot pitcher. No, the pitcher. Well, actually, yeah, the pitcher just struck out. Struck out Napoli. So technically, he would be considered hot. So fool's batter into swing on it at an outside pitch, ground out to short. That is going to be the ball game, folks. Double play on ground outs. It will be. Let's see here, 15. Actually, wait, 16. Excuse me. So it'll be a short. So 6-4-3 double play. And that is going to be your ball game, folks. The final score here at Fenway Park in 9 innings, the score is Royals 4, Red Sox 1. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode of MLB Memorable Games featuring the 2013 game from April 20th between the Kansas City Royals and the Boston Red Sox. Well, it seems we ran out of time for today's episode, but never fear. Let's see what's coming up next time here on the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. And we are going to kick off our first of possibly maybe 1 or maybe 2 more weeks of Japan Stars in baseball, as we will feature another classic rivalry in the Nippon Ham Fighters and the Rakuten Golden Eagles, as they will be a part of this latest edition of Rivalry Night as we rewind back the clock to 2016. Who will come out on top of this one? Well, I guess you're going to have to tune in next time here on the History Maker Baseball Express Hour. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the History Maker Baseball Express Hour, played with Full Play History Maker Baseball, a baseball league baseball simulation board game, your own baseball legacy on your game table. It is a property of Play Games LLC, copyright 2013, all rights reserved.